What's good, y'all? It's the one and only Brotherhood Healing, and today I'm here to speak on the whole Jhené Aiko and Big Sean situation. And like I said, the message of it is just always remember everybody moves with a purpose. See, the thing with their situation is that Big Sean already knew what he wanted from Jhené the second they got together, the second he laid eyes on her. A man knows what he wants from a woman the moment he looks at her. He knows exactly what a woman wants, not exactly what a woman wants. He knows exactly what he wants from a woman. And like I said, like a lot of times women don't understand it. Like I said, a lot of times women will fall in love, and like I said, women are very caring. So like I said, a lot of times what brings out that caring energy is just the law of reciprocity. When you think about it, that's why a lot of women go through a lot of narcissistic relationships, because they will do a lot for a man that is doing a lot for them. And like I said, a lot of times when you're going on these first dates, a man will ask you, like, what do you like to do? Like, where do you like to go? Oh, I like to travel here. I like to travel there. And a lot of times women will chase older men or someone that's the same age. And like I said, they'll want all these things like, oh, I need someone that's going to be a provider, who's going to be taking care of shit. Like, I don't need to be worrying about paying for a motherfucking thing. And a nigga will say, okay, cool. Especially if he knows that you're on the same caliber or maybe a little bit less. Not to say that Jhené Aiko is less than. I'll never say that. She's one of the baddest. My God. But like I said, she is mainly looking for a provider because she is embracing her divine feminine energy. Like she's a very spiritual woman. So a lot of times a very spiritual woman just wants like a very physical man, like a man that's just out there making moves, making money, making plays. Like I said, a lot of times that's the type of man that the spiritual women attract, because it's a dualistic thing. Like I said, it's the yin and the yang. A lot of times, soft women will attract hard motherfuckers. And not to say hard in the aspect like, oh, they can whoop anybody. They really like that. Like hard in the aspect of they are emotionless, or they don't care to show emotion. And sometimes they're just the asshole. These beautiful women will end up with assholes, because that's just the way that it works, because it balances out the energy. Like I said, you see it in every show. You see it like Rick and Morty. The only reason Rick hangs around Morty is because he acts as a shield for his intelligence. That's why he can go places and do shit, because they'll just think he's a regular ass dude. But like I said, a lot of times people have to understand, like whenever you're like a lone wolf, people know that, oh, he's smart. You can't play this nigga for dumb. You can't do shit with him. Like I said, anytime you see a man alone, like I said, a lot of times people know that he ain't no dummy. So like I said, that's why a lot of times these assholes will pick somebody so that way, like I said, they can act as like a cover or a shield. And not to say that's just the main thing, some main reason why someone will pick a partner. Like I said, a lot of times men move with a purpose. So like I said, they know what they want from a woman the moment they lay eyes on her. Like, oh yeah, she gonna be the mother of my kids. Oh, she's gonna be my side piece. Shit, I know she know how to fuck good. I know she know how to suck dick good. I know she know how to lick the balls and the tip at the same damn time. Sorry to get so vulgar, but that's just how it is. A man knows what he wants from a certain woman once he looks at her. Like, yeah, she gonna be my side piece. She gonna be my other side piece. She gonna be my wife. And that's real. And if any woman denying it or saying, oh, my husband has never done this or never done that, never say never, sweetheart. Never say never. Because the moment you say never, never turns into how could you ever. Never turns into how could you ever. I'm telling you. Anyways, like I said, with Big Sean, he understood that he wanted Jhené Aiko to be the mother of his kids. Shit. That's a lot of, like I said, she's got a very mothering energy. It's just like with Halle Bailey. DDG knew what he was doing with Halle. Everybody knew Halle is a soft woman. She's a boring woman. I'm gonna say it. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm sorry. She's a boring woman. Not to say that boring is a bad thing. I don't, like I said, because who the fuck are you trying to impress? That's how she thinks, and that's okay. Like I said, but a lot of times niggas want somebody that they can go out and do some sporadic shit with. Like, oh, let's go out there. Let's go there right now. Like, really? You really want to go right there? Like I said, a lot of times the woman who is like fairly promiscuous, they're like, why the fuck you want to go out there and da-da-da-da-da. She would just be like, all right, nigga, are you paying? All right, fine, then let's go. Like you said, a lot of times with women like Halle, Jhené Aiko, they're very firm in themselves. They know themselves. So they don't have to do any type of impressing to keep somebody. They don't have to do any type of impressing to go certain places. Like I said, they are just like, no, I'm not doing it. Simple as that. Be happy with it, or you can leave. And like I said, if they didn't give what they were supposed to give to the man, then they'll accept it. A man will accept, like, okay, fine, we won't go out. We won't do this shit. But the moment a nigga has what he needs from you, shit, he ain't worried about all that. Shit, fucking cry about it. I'm going out whether you like it or not. And so, like I said, men move with a purpose. Just take Invincible, the show Invincible, for example. Omni-Man. That motherfucker went and had a whole family, joined the team of superheroes for 30, 40 something years. Or at least 20 something years that's accounted for. And like I said, as soon as he found out the world's strongest heroes, he gathered them all in a meeting, killed them off one by one, turned evil. Well, not really evil, but like I said, he fulfilled his mission. He figured out how to conquer Earth. He grabbed all the world's strongest superheroes. He figured out who could do what, got them all in a room, said, you're done. Finished them all. And like I said, that's just the thing. Like I said, a man will do anything it takes to fulfill what it is that he needs done. No matter what cards he's dealt with, he's going, like I said, the thing about a man is going to make a way. We going to figure it out, do the shit, and then get it done. No matter how you feel, what anyone else got to say. Like I said, a lot of this shit to a man is temporary. Because like I said, a man could give two fucks about love. It's just mainly about loyalty. Like I said, with Jhené Aiko, you gotta think about it. She's got a mothering energy. So like I said, Big Sean could have kept her. But like I said, the thing is, she's a celebrity. So she don't really have to cook. She don't really have to clean. She don't have to do none of that. Because, like I said, Big Sean can hire a chef. He can hire a maid. He can hire a nanny. He can hire all them things. He can hire somebody to cook, clean. Shit, he could even hire somebody to fuck if need be. Like I said, that's the thing about a man with money. A man with money only wants one thing, and that's just to preserve a legacy. And like I said, how do you do that? With children. Like I said, he knew what he wanted from Jhené Aiko. She was beautiful, she's kind-hearted, she was vegan, so the pussy was great. So, like I said, he understood, like I said, all those things. He already knew the child was going to be in good health. Like I said, a man wants to make sure that he can preserve his legacy with a woman that is in good health. And that's given his pockets is right. If the nigga's pocket's not right, he'll just play Russian roulette. He'll just find a random fuck on anything. Just keep it pushing. And that's, like I said, that's if his pockets ain't right. If once a nigga's pocket's right, he's going to find a woman that is actually takes care of herself, does clean eating, does yoga, Pilates, all that other bullshit, make all her food from scratch, and he will wife her. But like I said, if the nigga's pockets are not right, he is just going to fuck on a random, have the baby, fuck it. You're just a baby mama now. And like I said, a lot of times for men, that's like women that are, a lot of times older men will, that's why older men will fuck on younger women if they're losers. So that's just the one thing to keep in mind. But like I said, if his pockets are decent, she's gonna go, because she's gonna be like, oh, he got all this money, he's got all this, he's got that, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, that's because he's only trying to preserve a legacy. Because at the end of the day, we are all human. Humans' main purpose is to survive and reproduce. Big Sean survived for a long time, but he knows he's not gonna survive for long. What does he need to do? Reproduce. Jhené Aiko knows she's survived for a long time, knows that she's not going to survive for long. She needs to reproduce. So like I said, it was mainly just the relationship was all on Big Sean. Like Big Sean was really holding up the relationship. Like I said, I think Jhené Aiko didn't even want to do the full commitment thing. Well, I think she wanted, not initially, but I feel like with the love bombing, like I said, a nigga that's a celebrity can love bomb in the way that a woman wants, especially a celebrity woman wants. Oh, you want this new house, baby? I got you. Hey, let me make a few phone calls. Hey, look, like I said, let's get this nice house down here in the beach. Da-da-da-da-da. Let me get that. He don't care. He will do whatever it takes to fulfill his mission. Once you fulfill his mission, you cut. And not to say that you cut automatically. Like I said, sometimes a man will give a chance. Like, okay, maybe she can serve outside of a certain purpose. But if not, then you're done. Like I said, a lot of times, most women who don't have much going for themselves, they will fall in line. Like I said, Jhené Aiko, she don't need to be reliant on a nigga. She would love to have one, but she's not reliant on one. A lot of times, women will get into a relationship, they became so reliant on the man that they cannot do for themselves. They're now lost. So they will tolerate a lot of bullshit just for the sake of having somebody take care of them, because they've forgotten how to do it their own selves. And not that they've forgotten, it's hard out here to take care of yourself and others. So, but yeah, like I said, that's the whole thing with the situation. He didn't he didn't want Jhené Aiko long term. Jhené Aiko wanted somebody long term. Like I said, she's getting older, so she was seeking company in somebody. But once a nigga got what he needs from somebody, he's gonna drop them just like that. Like I said, this is all like complete speculation. Like I said, I don't know for certain, but like I said, I can just speak from the aspect of a man and let you know. Like I said, at the end of the day, a man's gonna move with a purpose. He's gonna love bomb you to death. Like I said, a lot of times, gonna treat you right, do shit for you, and then once he's done it all for you, shit, you cut. Once you've given him what he needs or desired, it's it. That's it. That's all he needed. He could give a fuck about all the other shit, the relationship or the divorce. Oh, you gonna have to pay child support, nigga. I'm already rich and successful. I'll do the child support. That's cool. How much is it? Take care of my baby. That's it. Like, come on now. So, yeah. Like I said, do I think they initially wanted to have a committing relationship? Yeah. But the thing is, we live in an age where things grow out of style. People grow out of style. Women are no longer the apple of the eye. Like I said, a lot of times women will get with narcissistic men, like I said, who parade them around like a trophy. And then, like I said, once the woman no longer looks like a trophy, she's cut. And that's just the fact of the matter. And even if she doesn't look like a trophy, sometimes, like I said, a nigga will keep her in the aspect of, like, because she can do certain things. Like, oh, she's a free helping hand to handle business, or she's a free hand to help cook and clean and make sure that I'm well fed. But so, like I said, I'll keep her around, but like I said, I'm gonna be fucking with my side bitches on the low, because like I said, she don't be trying to give it up when I need it. So hey, she ain't got the best in the world. She got it, but she ain't got the best in the world. I can get it. I can get it elsewhere. Like I said, that's why a lot of times the relationships just don't work out, because most of the time, your partner will have an overestimation of, oh, they'll never do this, I'm their apple of their eye. And like I said, a lot of times most women will fall for the lies or the okie doke, like, oh, you really are treating me this special, like ain't nobody ever did this for me before. He always say, my lady, oh, my baby, babe, oh, he always said that to me. Then once you with him long enough, she's like, oh, he says that to every other woman. He says that to every girl while he's at work. Oh, he says that to every woman while he's handling his business and da-da-da-da-da. So, like I said, then they get their feelings hurt. So, just understand, if you're trying to get with a man that's high value, have a purpose. Have a purpose on what it is you're trying to get. And as long as you've gotten it, cool. And like I said, that's why I feel like Jhené got what she wanted out of the relationship. That's why that's why it's so publicly out there right now. Because they both got it what they wanted from the relationship. In some aspect. Now, like I said, sometimes it's not what they wanted, but it's what they wanted, if that makes sense. And that's just the dualistic nature of it. one partner got the bad thing that they didn't want, but at the end of the day, they kind of wanted something, which could be maybe distance from the relationship. And so, yeah. And I feel like I'm kind of rambling now, but I've pretty much hit the point on the head. Like I said, the relationship, I already could tell that it wasn't gonna last long. A lot of times, these celebrity relationships never last long because they don't do anything for the love aspect. They do it for like business. Like I said, in the industry, it's all about business. It's just business as usual. And yeah, that pretty much sums up my video. If you like what I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that, and I'll see y'all in the next video.